Ring a bell? Jingle bells? These are the iconic shoes from my Christmas look. When I was preparing for Drag Race, it was whatever month that wasn't Christmas. And we had to like go to so many different stores to find wrapping paper to do these shoes. It was awful. This was the last thing that I threw into my suitcase because they were still being hot glued on. And I think they held up. Like, this is iconic. Like, I am an icon. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa. Hey everyone, it's me, Priyanka, the winner of Canada's Drag Race, and you are in my Toronto mansion. I'm rich. Just kidding, I'm not, but welcome. Welcome to my drag room. This is also the place where I have giant orgies. I'm just joking, no one loves me. Okay, I'm trying to like figure out like a cool shoe story, like otherwise, like, oh wow, cool, you have shoes, Priyanka, like great, you wear heels. Yeah, that's right. And also I wanna say that there's nothing wrong with wearing a chunky heel. I just moved into this house and it's so funny that you're here now because like I haven't had a chance to decorate it or anything because I moved in here like 4 months ago, but I have only been here for like 3 weeks in total because I've been gone. It's so funny because I know it seems like I'm in this big castle, but I was worried about, like, you hear those like stories about celebrities who win a bunch of money and then they spend it on like partying and drugs and all this stuff, and I was like, I cannot be this person. So that's why I put it into a house because I was like, I need this money to sit somewhere or else I will spend it. So I'm proud of myself. I always said like a queen needs her castle, and here it is. Welcome. This is my entrance look, and as you may know, let me take it off. Okay. I had to install magnets into it. Look, see, there and there, because that's how I got the question mark to stick to my chest when I came in. And I couldn't see through it, so I had to kind of like peer through it. And I was praying when I turned that corner that I would be the first one in, because I was like, if I'm the first one in, that means that these people think that I'm so iconic that I can kick off a brand new season of a brand new show. And when I turned the corner, I was like, click, 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 click. I was like, oh my God, I'm the first one. That means I'm gonna win this thing. And I did. I am born in Toronto as Priyanka, just down the street. It's wild. It's wild to think that like how much has changed in this city for me. Like now I go to a bar in Toronto that I used to like beg for bookings at, and now they're like, clear the room, Priyanka's here, give her a table, free shots. It's really, really cool. That's why, I think that's why I also love it here too, is because it's like, I love a journey. I love remembering where I came from because like a lot of the things that you see in this house are the, what is it called? The success, but the, what's it called? The blank of my hard work. The fruits of my loins. I'm not a fashion queen. I'm an entertainer that likes to wear really, really fun, sparkly things that excite me. And you don't have to be a fashion queen to be a drag queen. The one thing that people always do not know about Toronto drag specifically is that it's all marathon drag. Like the reason why the lip syncs were so good on season 1 of Canada's Drag Race is because like whenever we get booked, we have to do up to like 12 to 20 songs in one night. So you go on stage and you do like 4 songs back to back. You get off stage, you change into another bodysuit and go it again. It's not about like turning a look and having a big concept. It's just about like keeping the party going. I think people gravitate towards me is because like I do look great and my looks are great, but I'm just like an all-encompassing pop star icon diva. This is the look from one of my music videos called Bitch, I'm Busy. When I was younger, I was severely obsessed with wrestling, like Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, you know, Trish Stratus, Lita. I don't know if you watch wrestling, if you're gay, you probably don't. But I was obsessed. I grew up with 3 brothers and all what I ever wanted to be was a WWE diva. And that's what this look was. This was me living out my childhood fantasy, looking like the only wrestler ever. Because wrestling is basically drag. Like, it's not real. Like, it's not real. Separating Priyanka from Mark is like not a thing in my life because I'm obsessed with myself. You know what I mean? Like, why would I run away from the thing that I love so much? I think that like when I think about drag, it doesn't make me get triggered and think that it's work. Like, I love being surrounded by all these sparkly things and wigs and costumes because like growing up in a family of like 4 boys, like my room was blue and I played with G.I. Joe. And when I pulled down his pants to see if he had a dick and he didn't, I was disappointed. Do you know what I mean? A lot of my costumes, I would say, are like cat suits, bodysuits, the things that Michelle Visage hates. But what I will say is this, is because of the way that I perform and what the type of music that I like to do, and like having like Beyonce be one of my biggest inspirations in terms of like fashion, and like VMA, the MTV VMAs being like that caliber of performance is what I always want to bring every time. Like that's where all these like bright colors and feathers and textures and stones and buckles and this and that come from, because like I always want to look like I'm about to step on stage at the biggest award show ever, and everyone be like, oh, Priyanka, you're turning a look like a celebrity. I used to go to a lot of concerts growing up, like Spice Girls and Pussycat Dolls and Britney Spears and all these people, and like I remember like wanting to wear that sparkly clothing, and I'm like, this is like why I love drag. Like whenever someone's like, oh, like just like throw on like a matte fabric and it's a gown, I'm like, they're like, this is fashion now. I'm like, but I don't want to wear that. Like I remember I did a photo shoot once and they're like, this is Gucci, and I was like, but it's just floral print. Like I want it to be sparkly. Okay, Jeffrey Boyer Chapman hated this look. I don't know why. My drag mother, Ecstasy Love, she took a duvet and made a giant fashion coat out of the duvet to look like a giant Canadian sock. Cause the fashion prompt was like a après-ski hangover. And I don't know about y'all, but like when I am, you know, the morning after on the subway, like would you not wanna wear this after being, you know what I mean? Like I would consider yourself lucky, so whatever. Canada's Drag Race Season 1 is so special. It aired during a time where we all needed it and didn't know we needed it. And when Jimbo was on top of that mountain screaming, everyone was like, we're signing up for this show. This show is the best. So thank God for Jimbo. This, okay. Wearing this jacket in front of Michelle Visage was the best moment of my entire life. And I won Canada's Drag Race, so that wasn't even good. It was this look. This look was so cool because when I wore it, I remember seeing Brooklyn and Michelle's face like light up completely. And that's when I knew that like my intention behind this look was, they got it, like the judges got it. Cause that's what you do, like before Drag Race, you think about these looks and you're like, what am I gonna do? Like how am I gonna really like make sure that these judges are like, wow, this is such an iconic look. And I remember when I wanted to make this out of Christmas tree, somebody that I was bouncing the idea off was like, absolutely not. Like, how are you gonna wear Christmas tree? And I'm like, you cannot tell me no. I will wear this Christmas tree and I will make this jacket. And look, my friend Lucinda made the jacket. She sewed it together. My friend Sapphire to the Rain designed it. And boom, bada bing, bada boom. Christmas tree. But what you don't know is when I was on the runway, the back of the skirt split in half, which is why when I'm walking towards the back, I'm walking backwards. I'm like Miss Vanging out of there because the back of the skirt was completely open. And I knew I was about to wear a paper dress and I couldn't show them that, you know what I mean? My holiday party Christmas look, that look defined drag. That look paved the way for RuPaul. You know what though? I will say that look is actually the best look ever. Like it's a business suit made out of Christmas tree. And I just turned the party on the runway. It's very like my personality. Like like the minute I turn the corner, you're like, wow, I immediately feel happy. This is great. And Michelle Visage loved it. And I want to wear it again. It just gets so hot. Watching myself back was so fun because I used to watch myself host kids TV all the time. So watching myself back, I was like, this is so effing cool because I'm watching myself grow into the person who I've always wanted to be. Because I didn't get to talk about boys or being gay or doing drag on kids TV, but now I was watching myself do it, which helped me like grow up so much in my own life. Like it was so full circle for me, which is why I was the narrator of the season, because like you were watching me self-discover myself and be like, oh my God, like this is cool. I get to be this like skinny brown boy from Whitby, Ontario that gets to be a kids TV host that also gets to be a drag queen. Like, I could do it all. It was really, really cool. I'm so happy for myself. And it's okay to be proud of yourself, trust me. As I have mentioned, I'm a touring diva. And whenever you're a drag queen, whenever you're a drag race girl, I would have to, ow. When you're a drag race girl, people want to see a glow up. And there is something about me in this specific catsuit. I wore it on my UK tour. And that's when I pulled up to the gig and was like, I'm that bitch. Like the imposter syndrome that day was on the next flight out. I think the hardest part for me was the not believing yourself. Like that, what do they call that, the inner saboteur? Because like, no one tells you you look good. So all of your compliments are through the judges. So if they don't like you that week, they don't like you that week. The only person that gave me compliments was Lemon. Like every week she'd come up to me and be like, you look so beautiful this week, you're gonna win. Or you look beautiful this week, you're gonna be safe. Or you're gonna be in the bottom this week. Your Miss Cleo was garbage. Lemon is such a star and I'm lucky to have her. Who cares, who cares, who cares? Oh, actually, this is one of my favorite, I don't wear dresses often, but this, if you are a true stan, this dress is very iconic. This is the Lip Sync for Your Life dress when I did Hello in front of Ali X against Alona Verley. That was the episode where I literally thought I was gonna have a mental breakdown. I thought I had it in the bag, bitch. I was like, oh my God, like this is my improv challenge redemption. I'm a kids TV host. I will definitely win this week. And I thought I turned it up in the challenge. And when I was on the runway in this dress, they were like, you know, in the challenge you were in this dress, meh. And I was like, oh. And they're like, you're up for elimination. And I was like, should I have not quit my job to be here? The runways were, I would say, that was one thing that I was like definitely like lacking on Canada's Drag Race season 1. Like I had great runways, and when I presented them, I won that week. Like the hair challenge, I killed it on the runway. The makeover challenge, I killed it on the runway. The finale, you know, but like watching myself the week I didn't win, I was like, yeah, you're kind of dead in the eyes that week, girl. Because we forget that like, the runway, you're not like a model. It's kind of like a mini show you have to put on as well to sell your outfit and sell the story behind your garment. So I learned a lot while watching that. In my day-to-day life, what encourages me to take a leap is reminding myself of how much support I have. I think it's so easy to focus on the negative things that happen in your life and your imposter syndrome. Am I good enough? This one person said I was fat. This other one called me ugly. This other one says that someone was robbed. I shouldn't have won. I think like reminding yourself to look at the positivity that people support you and will watch the stuff that you put out there is the thing that I remind myself every single day to take the leap. Otherwise, there would be no come through. There would be no taste test album. There would be nothing. I would have won Canada's Drag Race and then that would have been it. But it's reminding yourself that you are supported and that you can do these things. That reminds you just to take the jump and just do it. And if you fail, great. This is my season 1 promo look. I was going for Ice Bollywood Princess. Oh my God, this is the back of the costume, I'm dead. I'm so stupid. There we go. This makes more sense. I was going for like, yeah, Bollywood. I was like, I really want people to know that I'm in this Guyanese iconic queen, but I always wear catsuits. I didn't want to wear like a gown because I like to party, and who likes to party in a dress? Not me, because I end up taking it off, baby. When I was on season 1 of Canada's Drag Race, the team was so much smaller back then. It's crazy to think that like after you win, how many more designers actually answer your DMs because you're verified. I would say on Drag Race, Matthew Jewson was a really big part of my package because him and my drag mom lived at my house for the month and helped me sew a bunch of things. The night before I left, I'd like lost so much weight being stressed out and running around to fittings that like none of my costumes fit anymore. So we had to take everything in. It was so stressful. And I had Jeff Christensen who made my Celine Dion dress, and I had Lucinda who made the Christmas tree dress and the black latex look, and that was the team, that was it. There's only 3 designers I was working with, and now it's like anybody I want to work with will work with me, which is cool. Wigs, what? Okay, so first of all, this isn't a wig, but this pink hat is from episode 1 of Canada's Drag Race when I looked at Jimbo and I said, "You want some Boyanka?" Now this, I would have to say, is the most iconic wig ever. It was the week that it was the girl group challenge. I knew the runway was the hair challenge, and I was so excited for this because I felt like whenever I get to wear this look, I will for sure win that week. CRC Wigs in Chicago made this for me, and I had to walk him through. He's like, "I don't know how I'm gonna make this wig." I was like, "Just cut 2 wigs in half, sew them together, and then blah, 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 blah." I did like a sketch of it, and this is how it came to be. And it's, I think, to date, still one of my most iconic looks. Do you agree? Comment below. And don't comment on the weight gain, hun. We're in a pandemic. It's not a weight gain, it's filler. The orange and blue look was just so iconic, and I think that was a time for when everyone that was watching Canada's Drag Race saw me as a top dog of the competition. That's when the followers started to get more, and then I saw the hashtag Team Priyanka every single week, and that was like, that look I got the most fan art for too. Oh, this is it. This is the iconic, iconic hair look. It's literally made out of hair. Look. Isn't that so cool? So my drag mom, Ecstasy Love, braided all of this hair around like this black harness thing. And both of these looks, my drag mom made, and these are both of the looks that I won challenges in on Canada's Drag Race. Which goes to show that like if you have a good support system around you and they put good juju around you, you could be a winner too, baby. This is so cool because it is my makeover challenge look. And that was like, I remember when we shot that episode, I looked over to Let Lemon and I was like, if I don't win this episode, and if I'm in the bottom again, like I am next to go home. I've lip synced twice. I will for sure go home. I was so in my head in the competition because the week before I lip synced in the other dress. And I said to Electra, like, hey, like I really want to win this thing. Like, I think I'm next to go home. And Electra was like, listen, like, you're the reason I feel safe in Toronto and you are gonna win this thing. We're gonna win this thing for you. And I obviously start crying because like, what else do I do? And then we won. And that's the thing about the good juju. It's like the support. If people give you good support, you have to just take it all in and breathe it in, like, and then you could win. You could win too. So I'm happy I won the makeover challenge because, thank God. I think it's fair to say that that finale look like changed the world. Like honestly, and I'm not just saying that to blow steam up my ass, but that look, I remember when we shot that episode being so in my head, being like, I'm not gonna win this, they're gonna give it to somebody else, but like I'm just gonna throw this on a hope for the best. And when I turned the corner in that look, I remember seeing everyone's face, camera guys, the cable pullers, the lighting guys, the makeup artists, everyone was like, what? And then I was like, oh wait, like no one's really seen a look like this on Drag Race ever. This look is so, it's what the world needs. And it's iconic because of that. And it's iconic because like I won in it. And it's iconic because like, you know, growing up, being the only brown kid in school, being so scared to bring chicken curry for lunch. And now the chicken curry won the crown. It meant so much for all of us and it's so beautiful. And I really am proud of that look. What's down here? Oh, there the Celine Dion wig is. So, as you may have known, I'm known for my iconic lip sync for your life to Celine Dion's I Drove All Night against Kiara. I want you to look in there. Look at the lace. Like that's how many times I've worn it. That's just nasty. But this is the wig that I would say like put me on the map as a really great performer. So, thanks, sis. Looking a little rough. This is probably how Kiara feels after I sent her home. What do you think? Poor girl. Shh, it's okay, baby. You're a star. Speaking of Celine Dion, this is the wedding veil that I wore on the runway, and I was so excited to do this wedding dress look that my designer, Jeff Christensen, and his partner, Jim Cook, like custom made this headpiece to look exactly like the Celine Dion one. There was this big, like, we have to do a 2-in-1 look. And I was like, we have to do the wedding dress. And that shot of me coming down the runway during the lip sync and the dress is hanging off my shoulders and I'm running down the middle. Like that went so viral. Like the amount of challenges I got tagged in of people doing that, like so iconic. Mwah. This is the iconic, is it iconic or is it tragic? Probably tragic. This is the Miss Cleo costume. This was the jacket, this was the turban that I wore. And thank God I was bad at Snatch Game because you would not have gotten that I Drove All Night lip sync, period. But what I will say is on set, I tried to burn this because I thought it carried bad juju in it, like I thought it was cursed. And the producer didn't let me throw it out, and I would just see it kind of like appear on mannequins and Judy's like throughout the competition. And I was like, if I don't get rid of this costume, like I won't win this competition. But it was a lie. If it wasn't for Miss Cleo, I wouldn't have that iconic line in the You Wear It Well song. I had a vision, Miss Priyanka read your mind. I know you're thinking the call declined. Like, I'm a pop star, how many times do I have to tell you? Okay, well, let's just burn this. If I could redo any look, it'd be my denim on denim look. I thought that was pretty. What was I thinking? That was a look that I had time to pre-plan. And when I put it on and saw it, I was like, this is kind of garbage. This little section here is actually very special to me because these are a lot of the costumes that I wore when I first started drag. Like this one, when I maxed out my credit card getting this one from Eddie Couture in Chicago. And I remember the first time I wore it on stage, it was before any Drag Race. I felt like I was the only one ever. This is the original. I wore this bodysuit at the bars all the time before I made my entrance look. And this is what it was referenced off of. It was referenced off of Brooklyn Heights finale look where she had all the heights all over her. And I was like, I want to be Brooklyn one day. So I made this costume to reference her. This one here is my like super Priyanka costume. I also used to wear this all the time before I was on Drag Race. And I, once again, like, it brings back so many memories because like, wearing this costume, I just wanted it so bad. I wanted to be this like drag superstar and Canada's Drag Race wasn't a thing yet. And I was like, should I get my visa? Like, should I get on the States one? And then they announced Canada's Drag Race and I was like, I'm gonna win. Drag Race impacted my style in the pressure of growth it puts on. I think everybody loves a glow up and it made it more exciting to be a drag queen because like, I got to work on like being a better drag queen. Like you win this show, now what? You still gonna look as busted as you did on that show? No. So I think it impacted my drag a lot because like you have to look expensive, even though, where's all the money? I choose to live my life the way I wanna live it by just being chaotic. Like the one problem that I have in my life, and I feel like this is therapy, between me and the world, is I have no structure, but because I have no structure, that's what's brought me so much success. Because I just go with the flow. And I say, who cares? Today I'm doing this, yesterday I did a photo shoot, the day before I did a performance, like whatever. Let's just have fun, let's just go with it. Now look at this. Wow, we did it. We did it, I'm a winner, baby. It's honestly so iconic that I won Canada's Drag Race during a pandemic as the first ever Indo-Caribbean queen after quitting my kids' TV job. I think it changed the world. And also, I talk about good juju and I talk about being a witch and hocus pocus and all that stuff. This little note here is the first day that we ever shot Canada's Drag Race in my hotel room. I wrote, I will win Canada's Drag Race Season 1, and I signed it Priyanka and Mark Sukliana, which is my real name, and I won. It happened. Does it even go on? Does it fit? Fit for queen. It still fits. Next for Priyanka is global domination, touring. I want to be the first ever queen to perform in Guyana, which is where my parents are from. I want to tour India. I want to chart on real Billboard charts, my music. I want to be taken seriously and not as a gimmick. And that's what's next for Priyanka. Well, thank you for coming to look at my wonderful drag empire and look through some of my iconic looks from Canada's Drag Race Season 1. Make sure you follow me Make sure you stalk me. Make sure you kiss me softly, baby. And follow me on all my social media at The Queen Priyanka. Stream my music, and now get out of my house. My name is Priyanka. What's my name? Priyanka. Goodbye. Goodbye. Wait, why am I leaving? Shouldn't you leave? So as you can see, the $100,000 did me well. I can afford hangers, like really great quality hangers that really just hold your garments up. Like, look. If you really just hook it in there, whatever, $100,000 hanger.